Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will walk you through the steps of decoupaging a set of coasters. I'll be sharing lots of tips. Make sure you watch till the end. Here I have taken a 6-piece coaster. The product link would be in the description box. So what I'm doing here is coating these coasters with homemade gesso. The link for making the homemade gesso will also be in the description box. Apply one coat of gesso, let it dry, and if needed, you can go for a second coat too. I have applied 2 coats of gesso and all these coasters are completely dry now. So here I am taking this decoupage napkin. I am just measuring the size of the coaster and using a wet brush I am marking it. Now tearing it with hand will be much easier. Since I am covering the whole coaster, I am not using just a part of the napkin. I could have used scissors as well. Now these napkin comes in different layers, like 2 or 3 layers, so I will need just the top layer, so I am removing the bottom 2 layers from it. You can use any Mod Podge or decoupage glue. Here I am using Fevisril Mod Podge. Now the trick to get a wrinkle-free decoupage using napkin is that when you apply this glue, it should be even, not too much and not too less. If it is too much, the napkin will become too soggy and there would be a chance of tearing it. And if it is too less, then it would not stick properly and there would be air bubbles. So once applying the glue evenly and working in small areas, what I am doing here is putting the napkin and using a plastic sheet, pressing gently and taking out if any bubbles are there. So you have to move your fingers outwards. Initially you will find it little difficult on how much glue should be applied. Sometimes it becomes too much and you tear the napkin, sometimes it less and it creates wrinkles. So but with practice you will be able to determine how much glue needs to be applied, how you can avoid the wrinkles in it. Here I am adhering the napkin at the edges as well. You can choose not to adhere at the corners based on how you want the design to be. All the rest of the coasters as shown in the video and let it completely dry. Once it is completely dry, what I am doing here is using a sanding block or a sanding paper. Whatever extra napkin is there, I am just removing it. Now the direction of sanding should be always away from the napkin, not towards the napkin. Otherwise it will take off the napkin from the coaster. Do this with all the coasters before moving to the next step. Apply a layer of Mod Podge or decoupage glue on the napkin to seal it. This in turn helps to avoid wear and tear of the napkin, and also it keeps the color of the napkin intact. This will dry clear and will look like this. Now for the back of the coaster, I thought of going with the red chalk paint. Name suggests these chalk paints give very chalky effect and matte finish, which looks very good. So what here I have done is I applied a layer of chalk paint, let it dry completely, and then went for a second layer. So after drying, you can see how does it look. On the front side of the coaster, I want a very thin layer of red to be visible. So for this what I am doing is taking a sponge, I am taking very little red color and dabbing it at the corners. As you can see, this creates a very thin red border which is visible from the front. Make sure you take very little color in your sponge to get this thin line. If you take too much of the color, there are chances you will smudge it across the napkin. You can see giving the border enhances the look of the coaster and makes the image pop out more. Now for the coaster stand, I am using the same red chalk paint. I apply a coat of chalk paint, let it dry completely, and then again go for a second coat. You can choose any color which complements the napkin. If you are not able to decide, what you can do is pick couple of colors which you think can work, apply it at the back of the coaster or on the stand on a small portion, and place the napkin and see which works for you. This way you will be able to decide which color to go for. Here I am finishing off the first coat of paint on the coaster stand. Once this dries, I applied a second coat, so you can see how it looks now. With this, all the decoupage and the coloring work for this project is complete. So the last and the final step is applying a varnish. While varnish, make sure you apply a thin and even layer of it. If there is a lump or too thick layer, it will give a milky effect. As you can see, I am trying to wipe off the excess from the edges. Like this, you have to cover all the coasters and the coaster stand. Now since these coasters will be used to keep hot cup of tea or coffee, this needs more layer of varnish. I have applied 4 layers of varnish, making sure after each layer it is completely dry. Now our coasters are ready with 4 layers of varnish. It is completely dry. You can see the subtle shine on these coasters. Now we have to assemble the coaster stand. So I am just gluing the top layer of the coaster stand to its base. After gluing it, make sure you keep some weight on top of it. I kept few books on top of it and left it undisturbed for 15 to 20 minutes. Now this product is ready to use. This is a very beginner friendly decoupage project. It doesn't need any blending, stenciling. So it's a good way to start a decoupage project and learn. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do share your feedback in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you again in the next video.